Hello, people. Hello, beautiful people. How are you this Tuesday evening? Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone had a good day, a productive day. You got some things accomplished. Um, you are getting your goals completed that you set on Monday. Hopefully, you're on the right path and everything's going well. I wanted to share with you, I guess, let me back up a little bit. Wanted to ask you a question first. And I guess my question to you is, and when I kind of thought about this question, I was asking myself the same question. And that question is, what toxic chemicals is your body absorbing? Good question, right? Well, there's several different ways. I've mentioned in different blog posts that there's different foods, there's different detergents. Um, but one thing I didn't really think about now that I've done some more research on different things is um, one thing that we use all the time and that we've been using for years. And I never paid attention to the ingredients that are actually in this product. Never paid attention really. I just know I used it. It worked. It smelled good. It felt like it was working. Um, you felt the tingling um, that you were supposed to feel. And just so you stop guessing what it is, it's mouthwash. So with mouthwash, you feel like a minty feel or peppermint feel, whichever kind you get. Um, but you also feel like it's refreshing your mouth and it's cleaning, keep getting rid of the bacteria and, you know, making sure things are clean and getting rid of what's not. But um, guess we never thought about what chemicals they're putting in these mouthwashes. And I'm not here to bash any company, um, but when I went through this, there's 9 different chemicals that are in mouthwash that are bad for us and that are harming our bodies. And when I saw this, I was blown away. And I'm like, where have I been? Have I been under a rock somewhere that I haven't paid attention to what is in the mouthwash I'm using? It was a little scary, and I was just a little grateful and just felt like I'm really blessed because it, the harmful things that this ingredients can do, these chemicals, are very scary. Um, so I'm gonna go through these um, pretty quick. I'll just go through what they are, and again, forgive me because they have these lovely pronunciations and several letters to them, but I'll get through it. Um, but I think it's important for everyone to know. Again, there may be some mouthwashes that different have these ingredients, all 9, and there may be some that have only 5. But again, whether they're 5 of the ingredients or 9 of them, they're still bad. They're still not good. They're not good for your body and they are harmful. So, to get started, the first one would be alcohol. There is alcohol in mouthwash. What it does, and I didn't know it did this, is it dries up the mucous membranes in the mouth, which causes bad breath. So when you think about it, we're actually using mouthwash to get rid of bacteria and to rinse our mouths so that we don't have bad breath. And if we've eaten something and we want to wash our mouth out quick, we go ahead and rinse with mouthwash. It's supposed to take care of anything. Let's say, sometimes eat garlic, and you know how garlic is, it could give you garlicky breath, even though it's delicious. But um, that's why sometimes you either brush your teeth, and that's a different topic for a different day. We'll discuss that probably next week, because I did some research on that too. Um, but mouthwash is supposed to refresh the mouth, and the alcohol that's included is a chemical that's in there. One of the ingredients, it actually dries up the mouth. So it dries up the mouth, the saliva in the mouth, the mucous membranes, and it causes bad breath. So it's actually not doing what it says it's supposed to be doing. So that was one thing that I said, well, this is deceiving. They're deceiving us. It's forced advertisement in my mind. Um, so that's number one. Once I saw that, I was just like, this, you gotta be kidding me. Number two is, I mean, I know there are pretty colors to the mouthwash, and it's just for presentation and design. It's not anything that, mouthwash doesn't have to be blue, green, pink, purple. Doesn't have to be. It's just how they make them. But they have artificial dyes. So again, these are dyes that are being put into the mouthwash to make them look, these different colors. But what this is doing is these dyes are toxic to living cells in the body. So what it's doing in it, it's putting a strain on the liver. So um, again, if they remove these dyes, maybe we wouldn't have this issue, but I guess maybe it wouldn't be as pretty, in the bottle and these different colors, so attractive on the shelf. So the dyes. So number one is the alcohol. It dries up the mouth, the saliva in the mouth, and it causes bad breath. Number two chemical is the artificial dyes that are in it. So they mentioned two, but again, there's more than two because again, I've seen, you know, um, not to mention any companies because I'm not here to bash any companies, but there isn't one company that has purple. It's a new purple one out now, like a purple pinkish color. Um, but they mentioned there's like a blue, number one blue, and a number three green that's toxic to the living cells in the body, which puts a strain on the liver. So that's number two. Um, Number three, and bear with me with this pronunciation, it's benzalkonium chloride. Benzalkonium chloride. And what this is doing is it can irritate the skin and mucus membranes, causing side effects like difficulty breathing, chest tightness, swelling of the lips, mouth, and tongue. Now, I mean, first, the name is just out of this world. I mean, I don't even know how many letters are in this first word. 8, 9, 10, 11, like 12 letters in this word. But what it's doing, it's irritating the skin and the mucus in the membranes of the body, which could cause problem with breathing, tightness of the chest tightness, and swelling of your lips, mouth, and tongue. Now that's scary. That sounds like an allergic reaction, and that's seriously scary. So, I mean, just these, you know what it is? It's that they have these words, and in my mind, I don't know if it's to distract us or for us not, because they're so long of a word, we're not going to even bother to, we're basically going to say, what's this? And we don't even pay mind to it. But again, to find out that this third chemical will do this, it 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 freaks me out a little bit. This is a bit much, and this is just mouthwash that we use every day. So imagine if you use it twice a day or even more than twice a day, the harm every time you're putting it in your body. That's, well, first thing, you're not supposed to swallow the mouthwash. You're supposed to rinse and spit out. But again, with doing that is you're not swallowing it. But again, with the saliva, some of that does go down to your body, and it could harm the body. Again, some have stronger immune systems than others, but those that don't, again, that's where it's really scary. So that's something important to think about, is that third ingredient. And I'm not even close to the ninth one. We are already having, these are major issues. The fourth one is cetylpridium, cetylpridium chloride. And this one causes sensitivity in the tongue and irritation, and uh, it can cause stains to develop on your teeth and leave them discolored. So again, you could be brushing your teeth, and then after that, if you use mouthwash, if you're using a toothpaste that is to whiten the teeth, this is defeating the purpose, because it's staining your teeth, and your teeth are becoming discolored. So if you're trying to get your teeth to whiten, it's not doing the job. So again, this is the fourth one, and this is cetylprindium chloride, and it causes sensitivity again to the tongue and irritation, and it can cause stains to the teeth and it could discolor your teeth as well. So that's the fourth one. The fifth one is chlorhexidine. Chlorhexidine this is a chemical that may also lead to increased blood pressure and a greater risk of detrimental heart conditions. So this is our fifth one, chlorhexidine, and this one can increase your blood pressure, and which can cause greater risks. It can cause some heart conditions for you. This is the fifth one. So again, these words that you don't know what they mean, it's good to look them up, because again, you don't know what they actually are and what they're doing to the body, and what other products that I haven't even come across yet, what other products are they including these chemicals in, which, I mean, it's a little scary. It makes me want to do more research. So that was one. Then there was hexa, hexa, hexatidine. Hexatidine is also known as oraldine, which seems like an easier word than that one. It's a antibacterial and antifungal chemical, which is dangerous if taken in excess. The potential health effects are unstable heartbeats and allergic reactions. So I knew we were going to get to allergic reactions at some point, because there's so many, from what I'm noticing, so many different symptoms that will cause an allergic reaction. But this particular chemical that's what it does on its own. So, I mean, that in itself is just pretty insane. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This was the sixth one. I mean, this just kind of blows your mind, because you don't really know what else to say after this. It's just too much, and these chemicals are just insane. I don't even know why they even do this, but again, it's for, sometimes companies and manufacturers do what's best for them and not what's best for the consumer. They're trying to save every buck they can, and the consumer is the one that suffers. So I guess it is what it is. We just have to do our research and look into things and find products that are better for us to use so that we don't get these health, uh, anything that harms us, and we don't have health effects that, it doesn't affect our health to downgrade. So that was number 6. Number 7 is menthol salicylic. Oof, this was a tongue tied one. Menthol silatate. Menthol silatate. This chemical is typically used as an antiseptic to add fragrance and flavor to mouthwashes. Mouthwashes. It's in its purest form, it is toxic, especially when ingested. So again, if it goes down and you end up, with the saliva, some of it can go down. If it goes down, and it won't happen to everyone, God forbid, but in its purest form, um, it will cause vomiting and convulsions. Okay. It can cause vision loss and even kidney failure. I mean, these things are just killing people just with it's just mind blow. It just blows your mind. Um, so even a tiny dose of this. So if you have your children, if you're not children, I don't even want to get into that, what children mouthwash have in them, but again, may have a lower dose of all of these chemicals in it. Um, but again, it's still terrible for them. So that was number 7. So that one's pretty drastic. It can cause vomiting, which is minimal. It's not the most pleasing thing to see, but it can cause convulsions, vision loss, and even kidney failure. So, that's a doozy. The 8th one is methylparaben. Methylparaben, and to extend the shelf life for these mouthwashes. So sometimes the mouthwashes, they don't all get purchased within an entire month or so. I'm sure they actually put them together at some point. They put a large amount of it together in bottles. They ship it to different stores, whoever they have contracts with, and with that, sometimes they sit on the shelves. Some don't sell, some do sell, and they sell one or two, or some they sell all of them. But again, you don't know how long it sits on the shelf. So again, like I mentioned previously, manufacturers are going to do what's best for them as a company. They're not going to do what's best for the consumer. They're going to do what's best for them because they don't want to have their product thrown out and then they lost money. So they rather add a chemical into these mouthwashes that are harming people so that they could save some money and it can stay on the shelf for a longer amount of time, and they're spending less money, and they're not having to cut their losses on product that's not sold. So this actually particular methylparaben is for extended shelf life of the mouthwashes. Manufacturers will often include this antifungal chemical manufacturers will often include this antifungal chemical preservative as an ingredient because it's a paraben. Methylparaben is an endocrine disruptor. This means that it prevents hormonal processes. So, and can boost the risk of developing illnesses linked to hormones, such as estrogen deficiency. So, now to all my people um, who suffer from PCOS. I am a person who has PCOS, and thank God, I've been able to overcome all these symptoms with natural doing. Happy to share with anyone who's interested in knowing what I've done and how I've done it, but I've been able to overcome these. But again, this particular, and you wonder, because I always mentioned I've never heard anyone go through PCOS, and all of a sudden there's so many people that are suffering with this. And again, it's chemicals that are in products we're using. It's from whatever's they're putting in the food, because this ultimately answers my question. This is affecting, and this is what's causing issues like PCOS. It's causing issues with women who go through menopause and have these issues, these deficiencies. It's causing these issues, and then we wonder why so many women suffer. This is why. This particular ingredient here is what's causing the issue. So that was the eighth one. The ninth one is triclosan. This is widely used. Antibacterial agent can be found in a multitude of household cleaning products, mouthwash included. According to the U.S. Food and Trade Administration, high doses of this chemical may actually lower your thyroid hormone levels. So basically, they're trying to say that this might help you. Again, I'm just thinking they're not just disclosing what that will do. Um, I'll look that up a little further. But I think there's more to that actual particular product. Now, I personally, um, well, let's back up. So those are the 5 harmful chemicals that would be in a mouthwash that you're using that's sitting in your bathroom. So my advice to you is take a look at what your whichever mouthwash you use, and what the ingredients are. And if you see these ingredients, you need to trash it, and you need to go and do your research and find one that does not include these ingredients. Now, I have done that. I've done my research, because as I see these things and I'm reading these, I need to make a change. So you can't read something, know it's gonna harm you, and then still use it. Because then what's the point? It's just like, I know this is gonna, you know, give me health issues in the near future, but you know what? I'm still gonna use it. What the heck? I mean, to me that's pointless. But again, that's just my opinion. What I personally did, I did some research. I came across one that actually, this is mouthwash here. This is actually um, what I would call organic mouthwash. Now, all this has in it is water, sodium chloride, and methyl piperita, and AKA is peppermint oil. It's just a fancy word for peppermint oil. So again, this is all this has in it. It does the same thing. It takes care of that garlicky breath when you need it. And it's doing its job, and it doesn't have all these nasty different chemicals in it that will harm you. So if you are interested in information on this, I can share that with you. Just leave me a comment here or send me a private message. You can go on my blog and put your name and address, name and email address in there and stay connected for any, because I'll be doing another blog post. I think next week I'll do toothpaste or so. We'll see how that goes. But I would say, put your name and email address and get connected. And you can also, on my blog, go on there, contact Patricia, and you can send me a message there as well. So whichever is convenient for you is fine with me. I personally check my messages, so I'll be the one directly reading them. So again, if you're interested in information on the organic mouthwash, let send me a message and I'll gladly share that with you. And if you have any other questions, I'm happy to kind of go over that, and help you out as best as possible. So I guess as much as the word gets out to people as to what's in these ingredients, I mean, we could be saving someone's life. So, very serious information, but I thought I would share that with you. I think it's important for everyone to know. I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned something from this and you actually take action and make a change. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. But otherwise, I hope you have a good evening and you all take care. See you later. Bye.